Hello students, Uh, I welcome you to the revision class for automobile engine subject. This is for unit test 1 on tomorrow. The topics covered here are: first is engine. Now what is engine? Simply a machine or device which converts thermal energy to mechanical energy. Now many of you may raise a doubt that chemical energy is actually converted into mechanical energy. The chemical energy of your gasoline, petrol, diesel, or whatever the fuel is, okay, it is burnt in the combustion chamber. Then the pressure energy generated from that combustion is converted to the mechanical motion, right? But here the driving force of the engine is after the combustion. When we ignite the fuel, the combustion which take place, which is a thermal energy, okay, it generates a pressure wave, and that causes the motion of your piston, then your crank rod, then to flywheel, and your finally the wheels. So engine, a device which converts thermal energy to mechanical energy. Now the classification of engine, simply according to combustion. Now where the combustion is taking place, according to that, the very first part is external combustion engine. Means the combustion is taking place outside the cylinder block and piston. Okay, outside the engine, the combustion is happening, and whatever the energy got from that combustion, the pressure energy, pressure wave, is transferred to the piston, which causes the motion of piston. So the best example is steam engine. In steam engine, all of you know that the water is boiled in a steamer with the help of coal or anything other sources. Okay, then the pressure energy, then the sorry when we boil the water, it converts into the steam, and that steam energy is causes the pressure to increase, and that pressure wave causes the motion of your piston, and the mechanical work output is obtained. So external combustion engine, simply the combustion is taking out of the engine. And the second one, obviously, internal combustion engine. Here the combustion is taking in the inside the engine in itself. Okay, for example, all the engines of your automobiles nowadays used, okay, all the combustion is taking place in a cylinder block in itself. The fuel is combusted in cylinder block itself. So internal combustion engine, it has two main categories. The one is SI engine. SI engine, simply spark ignition. The combustion is obtained by igniting a spark with the help of spark plug. Okay, that is your spark ignition. Now here, as I said, ignition is due to the spark plug is required, and this type of engines are generally used in two-wheelers and LMVs. LMVs is your light motor vehicles. Next is your CI engine. In IC engine, the second type is your CI engine, that is compression ignition. Now here the ignition takes place by injecting the fuel in hot air. Now you will ask where the hot air comes from. So in a suction stroke, when the air is sucked in, it is at the atmospheric temperature, the room temperature we can say. When it is compressed to a such extent that its temperature gets increased to a level that when the fuel is injected in that hot air, it's instantly catches a fire, or say it instantly ignites, and the combustion happens, and the pressure wave, again the thermal energy is converted into mechanical energy. As I said, ignition is due to high temperature of compressed air. Now where these kind of engines are used, obviously in heavy motor vehicles, SUVs, off-roading and all. Now why the difference is that, because the CI engines has the more compression ratio than your SI engines. Okay, that's why it is used in heavy vehicles. It gives good volumetric efficiency, the good thermal efficiency in SI engines. Now that was your according to the combustion. Now coming to the classification of engine according to the piston arrangement. Now how the pistons are arranged, okay, according to them, I will list out here only five, three to five one. The inline in any vehicle you can see, in any common four-wheeler you will see the inline type of engine. Now what is inline type of engine? Simply the cylinders are arranged in a single line, okay, next to one another. Okay, that's why it is called as inline. Now what is boxer? In boxer, a pair of cylinders are arranged so that they face opposite to each other. Okay, when they move it feels like the engine is having a boxing. That's why it is known as boxer. Now V8, yes, the cylinders or say the pistons are arranged in the V form, and 8 indicates the number of pistons or and cylinders. Okay, if V8 engine is given, then the piston and cylinders are arranged in V shape, and there are 8 pistons and cylinders. Okay, and V12 obviously in piston and cylinders are arranged in V shape, and the number of pistons and cylinders are 12. And in radial, again the name suggests radial, the cylinder and pistons are arranged so that they forms a circle. Okay, they all are face to the circumference of a circle, and the crankshaft is at the center point of a circle. So these are the some types of engines according to the piston arrangement. Next is classification of engine according to the strokes. Now, what is stroke? Stroke is simply the length traveled by your piston from one end to another end. Okay, say from top to the bottom or bottom to the top. That length, the distance traveled by piston, is known as stroke. We will say here the term as top dead center, which is the topmost limit of your piston can travel in cylinder, and the BDC, which is your bottom dead center, the bottommost limit of your piston it can be traveled. So those distance travel, okay, is known as stroke, and the number of stroke depends upon the complete power cycle completing in how many number of strokes. For say example, in two stroke engine, the very first part is your two stroke engine. In two stroke engine the power cycle completes in two stroke, means when piston starts from BDC to TDC and then again comes to the BDC, that is your two strokes and the power cycle is completed. And for a better explanation after this, please watch this video.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका द ऑटोमोटिव्स में। और आज हम बात करेंगे कि टू स्ट्रोक पेट्रोल इंजन कैसे काम करता है। आज इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे कि टू स्ट्रोक इंजन के की कंपोनेंट्स कौन से हैं, टू स्ट्रोक इंजन का कंस्ट्रक्शन कैसा होता है और टू स्ट्रोक पेट्रोल इंजन काम कैसे करता है। तो शुरुआत करते हैं की कंपोनेंट से। तो इंजन में मेजर कंपोनेंट में सबसे पहले आता है इंजन हेड, उसके साथ होता है इंजन ब्लॉक और लास्ट में होता है क्रैंक केस। उसके साथ आएगा एक ट्रांसफर पोर्ट, दूसरी साइड होगा इनटेक पोर्ट और एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट। ये सभी मिलकर बनाएंगे सिलेंडर का हाउसिंग, जिसे इंजन हाउसिंग भी कहा जाता है। फिर आता है पिस्टन, जिसमें मोस्टली दो रिंग लगी होती है, जिसे कंप्रेशन रिंग कहा जाता है, और उसके बिल्कुल नीचे लगी होती है पिस्टन पिन, जो कि पिस्टन को कनेक्टिंग रोड के साथ कनेक्ट करने का काम करती है। उसके बाद आता है कनेक्टिंग रोड, जिसके छोटे सिरे को स्मॉल एंड बियरिंग कहा जाएगा और बड़े वाले सिरे को बिग एंड बियरिंग। उसके बाद आएगा क्रैंक शाफ्ट, जो कि आउटपुट शाफ्ट भी कहा जाता है, और लास्ट में होगा एक स्पार्क प्लग, जो कि इग्निशन सिस्टम का पार्ट है। अब आता है कंस्ट्रक्शन के ऊपर। तो इंजन सिलेंडर में पिस्टन को फिट किया जाएगा, जिसमें जो पिस्टन रिंग है वो सीलिंग इफेक्ट प्रोवाइड करेगी। अब जो पिस्टन के पिस्टन पिन है उसके साथ कनेक्टिंग रोड का स्मॉल एंड जो है वो कनेक्ट होगा। अब कनेक्टिंग रोड के बिग एंड के साथ जो क्रैंकशाफ्ट है उसकी वेब को कनेक्ट किया जाएगा, जबकि क्रैंकशाफ्ट क्रैंक केस के ऊपर माउंट की गई होगी। अब जो पिस्टन हेड है उसमें स्पार्क प्लग को कनेक्ट किया जाएगा, ताकि वो कंबशन चैम्बर के अंदर स्पार्क प्रोवाइड कर सके। अब बात करते हैं वर्किंग की। तो इंजन में मेनली दो स्ट्रोक होते हैं, जिसमें से पहला है अपर स्ट्रोक, जिसमें दो प्रोसेस होती है। पिस्टन के नीचे सम्प में इनटेक पोर्ट में से फ्यूल आएगा, जबकि पिस्टन के ऊपर कंबशन चैम्बर में एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट और ट्रांसफर पोर्ट क्लोज होने पर फ्यूल कंप्रेस होगा, और अपर स्ट्रोक के ख़त्म होने से थोड़े पहले जो स्पार्क प्लग है वो स्पार्क करेगा और फ्यूल को इग्नाइट करेगा, जिसके कारण फ्यूल इग्नाइट होगा और फ्यूल का कंबशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। अब डाउनवर्ड स्ट्रोक स्टार्ट होने पर पिस्टन के नीचे क्रैंक केस में फ्यूल कंप्रेस होगा, मगर इनटेक पोर्ट क्लोज होने पर फ्यूल ट्रांसफर पोर्ट से ऊपर कंबशन चैम्बर में आ जाएगा। अब उसी फ्यूल के धक्के की मदद से जो पहले फ्यूल की बर्निंग से हुआ एमिशन है वो एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट की मदद से बाहर निकल जाएगा और जो कंबशन चैम्बर है वो फिर से नए फ्यूल से भर जाएगा। तो इन दोनों स्ट्रोक के साथ टू स्ट्रोक इंजन अपनी एक साइकिल कंप्लीट करेगा। अब दो स्ट्रोक वाले इंजन में मेनली एक ही प्रॉब्लम होती है और वो है स्कैवेंजिंग की। स्कैवेंजिंग का मतलब है एक ऐसा प्रोसेस जिसमें फ्रेश चार्ज को कंबशन चैम्बर में एंटर करवाने के साथ साथ एग्जॉस्ट गैस को धक्का देके बाहर निकाला जाता है। दो स्ट्रोक वाले इंजन में मैक्सिमम केस में थोड़ा कच्चा फ्यूल बाहर निकल जाता है जिसके कारण इंजन की फ्यूल एफिशिएंसी नहीं मिलती। हालांकि स्कैवेंजिंग की प्रोसेस को एफिशिएंट बनाने के लिए जो एग्जॉस्ट पोर्ट और ट्रांसफर पोर्ट है उन दोनों की पोजीशन को थोड़ा अल्टर यानी कि ऊपर या नीचे किया जाता है। तो कमेंट में हमें बताइए कि आपको ये वीडियो कैसा लगा और अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया है तो लाइक कीजिए और शेयर कीजिए, साथ में सब्सक्राइब कीजिए द ऑटोमोटिव्स चैनल को ताकि नए लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजिकल वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आपको सबसे पहले मिला रहे।
Okay, after this animation, you must have got the idea what is a two-stroke engine, what parts are there in, and how it works. So obviously, it has no inlet and exhaust valve because the ports are simply controlled by piston motion, and the backflow of inlet port is guarded by reed valve, rotary disc, okay, etc. Okay, as the animation shown, it has inlet, outlet, and transfer ports. Okay, it does not have any valves or valve operating mechanism. Now coming to the four-stroke engine is very similar to all. Okay, it has the four strokes are obviously one start from TDC to BDC, which is your suction. It sucks the your air fuel mixture in. Then is BDC to TDC again, which is compression, which compresses that sucked air fuel mixture. Then is a power or expansion stroke where the ignition takes place, and that combustion forces your piston from TDC to BDC. Okay, that is your power or expansion. Then again fourth stroke comes is your exhaust, where your piston moves from BDC to TDC, pushing your residual gases out of the cylinder block. So that was your fourth stroke. Now you must be knowing the positions of your inlet and exhaust valve for each stroke. For suction, only inlet valve is open. In compression, both are closed. Power also both are closed, and in exhaust, only exhaust valve is open. Now coming to the components of engine. Next is your components of engine. We will focus on it. The components of engine. Here is the diagram. In diagram, you can see the components of engine in a schematic way. Start from the inlet valve, exhaust valve, injector to the crankshaft. Please give a little attention to the diagram. Now coming to the very first is your cylinder head. It is the topmost part of your engine. Yeah, it is at the top of engine. It forms a housing for valves, that is inlet and exhaust valve, camshaft which operate those valves, and etc. It holds spark plug in SI engines. Okay, in SI engines it holds the spark plug, and for CI engines it holds the fuel injector. As I explained in the classification according to the combustion, I haven't stated you that in SI engines spark is due to the spark plug. So in SI engines, obviously head holds the spark plug for that purpose, and in CI engines, I have said that the fuel is injected in the hot air. So that for that purpose, we need the fuel injector, and the cylinder head holds that fuel injector for that purpose. And it has inlet exhaust ports, yes, as you all know, which are facilitated by the inlet and exhaust valves. Now, the next component is the cylinder block and piston. Yes, the main working, the heart of the engine. Okay, sorry, the terms I used are incorrect. Not the heart of the engine, but yeah, it's the place where all the function is taking place. The combustion, the very main procedure is taking place. Cylinder block and piston. It forms the combustion chamber. As I said, piston moves in block. Yes, the block is the place where combustion takes place. That combustion forces your piston in the downward. That is in the power stroke. Then is your piston has okay. Now the very important point to be noted that piston has three rings. Generally the piston has three rings, otherwise they may have the two rings or the four rings, depending upon the size of your engine or the cc of your engine. So generally they has the three rings, of which two are the compression rings, the top two rings. That two compression rings simply helps in preventing the leakage of pressure generated by combustion, okay, thus maximizing the use of that thermal energy. And last, the third ring is your oil ring. It simply prevents the oil from the oil chamber to enter in the combustion chamber. If it happens, the oil will burn and it will leave a white smoke and may form the carbon deposits in the cylinder block, which in further will cause excessive overhauling of engine, uh, reducing performance, and many more things. Okay, now next component, connecting rod. Obviously connecting rod connects the piston to the crank shaft. Okay, to the piston it is connected by a gudgeon pin. It's a very important point to be remember. It may be asked in many of the examinations, entrance exams, you know. The gudgeon pin is very important part which connects holds the piston and the connecting rod together. Okay, and the crankshaft, obviously crankshaft, it converts the reciprocating motion from the piston to the rotary motion. As you all know, the flywheel, it is in the rotary motion, and the piston motion is in reciprocating motion, to and fro. So to convert that to and fro motion to the rotating motion, which is required at the wheels also, crankshaft is used. Okay, the purpose of crankshaft is simply to convert the reciprocating motion to piston's rotary motion. Okay, now coming to the crankcase, it is the bottom of engine and it stores engine oil. Okay, it has many more functions than storing the engine oil, but it is the main one. It stores the engine oil. Okay, it also has the fuel filter attached to it, fuel pumps, okay, many more things. But the very and yes, it is the important part of your engine which covers is from the bottom side, the components of engine. So this was the component of engine. Now coming to the lubrication and cooling of those engines. So lubrication and cooling, now there are two types. First is your engine oil. Engine oil act as lubricant as well as coolant. Okay, it is inside the engine. Okay, cooling and lubrication of internal components of engine are taken place by the engine oil. Engine oil simply cools the journal bearings, then your piston, so cylinder block, cylinder head, and your connecting rod and everything, and also lubricates it, okay, to reduce the friction for the smooth working, for a less wear and tear. Okay, now how this oil is passed in every corner of the engine through the oil galleries made in the engine block. Okay, now it is necessary to pump it to the galleries so it can reach to the various parts and components. So oil pump and oil filters are used for those purpose. Now coming to the coolants, coolants are simply it is a liquid which cools engine from the outside. The heat carried by the engine oil to the external part of your engine. Okay, that heat from the external part is carried out to the atmosphere by the coolants. Okay, it cools the engine by giving heat to the atmosphere. Here, ATM is atmosphere, not the automatic teller machine. Then from where does this coolants pass? Obviously, the water jackets are made for the passage of those. Radiator is used for radiating those heat energy absorbed by the coolants to the atmosphere. It is very familiar for you all. You must have seen the radiators in the four wheelers and trucks and all. Okay, their purpose is to discharge the heat in the atmosphere from the coolant. The coolant which absorbs it from the engine's outer surface. Okay, so this was for the upcoming UT test. I wish you best of luck and thank you for attending the lecture.